Joining us now from Fathom Nickel is CEO Ian Fraser. And Ian, we're going to talk about your latest announcement. Let me read direct from your headline. An announcement of an extension of the historic Gochager Lake deposit host rock over a strike length of at least 3.5 kilometres. Now, can you please tell us what went into this research and explain these results?
Yeah, well, thank you. The fact that we did some drilling in the historic deposit area, and in doing, we have a tremendous understanding of what the host rock is, what the lithology is, how things are structurally oriented, and then with the we did have a wildfire there in the summer, and I was up there in September and saw the extent of the wildfire and realized that there was some additional exposure. So adding on to the July work, we were able to do some more mapping and prospecting, and that has led to this 3.5 kilometer extension of the host rock container rock. So, I was thinking the other day, sort of the analogy of a cookie jar. The Gochager Lake deposit is the cookie jar and the area around that deposit. And we know by drilling inside that, there was a significant amount of goodies, a lot of good mineralization. And now we've just extended everything. This cookie jar is now that much bigger, and we're very, very excited to get to drilling and adding more mineralization along strike.
I do love that analogy, Ian. I know you're going to be going back to drilling soon enough, but you have already done a lot of drilling and other forms of prospecting at the site. And I understand you're sitting on some results. Can you tell us what is happening in the background and when we can expect that news?
Yeah, so we did, in addition to the mapping and prospecting in July, we did another soil geochemical program adding on to what we did in 2024. And so we've essentially blanketed this 3.5 kilometers of strike to the northeast, but also a fair bit to the southwest with soil geochemistry. We have all those results, and we've been spending the last 10 days going through those results. And I'm optimistic that perhaps as early as next week, we will have the results of the soil geochemistry that we can lay on top of the updated geology map. And then I've also mentioned some of this historical airborne geophysical data. That's another layer. So I think it's coming together very, very nicely with respect to the various surveys that we've done. And again, it's just really, really opened up the playing field, so to speak. So we're very, very pleased with these results.
So now looking forward, I know that you were looking to build a winter access road to facilitate the next drilling program, so you're less reliant on helicopters. Can you tell us how that is progressing?
That's a great question and a very, very important question, because while we were up there doing the mapping and prospecting, one of our geos was able to, with a drone, get into the area of this proposed winter trail. So we do have a permit to utilize the existing historic trails that date back to 1966, 1967, and then there was a very small period of time, 1989, 1990, where somebody used these access trails. And so coming off the highway and using an existing road and permission from an abandoned mine site, we were able to lay out a trail north to Benjamin Lake, essentially, and then from there we're going to go west onto Bellows Lakes, and that's going to take us right up to Weaver Lake, where our camp is located. So that was another sort of important milestone, was recognizing that there were some existing trails in this area that we can see with the drone, and we'll be able to use those. And then with recent wildfires, the last section was burned, so that's going to be very, very simple to create this trail and get in there with equipment this winter, and fuel and equipment. So that's another important milestone as well.
So it sounds like we've got assay results around the corner and winter drilling in Q1 is a go. Would you mind giving us, from your perspective, that full list of the next key news flows and the timelines?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, I think the soil geochemistry would be the next on the docket. And then the only outstanding thing we have with respect to assays would be rock assay results from this most recent prospecting program, which finalized on October 1. So we should have those results at the latest by the middle of November. And, just caution, a lot of this is going to be whole rock geochemistry. So it's not going to be, comparable to a drill assay. This is just, what's important here is, we've mentioned that a lot of this rock is mineralized. And so with our full analysis of sulfur, we'll be able to get all our nickel tenor calculations. And if we're seeing nickel tenor comparable to nickel tenor results that we know we have at the Gochager Lake deposit, that just again proves that this is a very, very prospective 3.5 kilometers of strike. So, not to say there's going to be 3% nickel in outcrop samples, but there's just a lot of very, very good information that'll come out of the rock geochemistry, the whole rock geochemistry, which may help us even fine tune our geology map that much further.
Well, it sounds like all those layers are coming together, Ian, and we hope you will come back and explain that next batch of information when it's ready.
Looking forward to doing that. Thank you very much.